Ever wonder why every semi-truck you see on the highway looks exactly like the one that just passed it? 50 years ago, trucks had personality, but today they look like big, shiny wedges. In this video, I'll show you the hidden laws and physics that killed truck personality and why your life depends on that long nose. The Great Disappearing Act. Look at any highway today, and you will see a sea of Freightliner Cascadias and Kenworth T680s. They all have that same sloped nose and smooth sides. But if you go back to the 1970s, the roads were a wild mix of flat-faced cab-overs and long-nosed conventionals. It was like a car show every single day. Now it feels like a copy-paste job. You might think it is just because companies got lazy, or maybe they all share the same blueprints. But the truth is, this sameness is a result of a massive invisible war between physics, money, and a specific law that was killed off in 1982. This isn't just about trucks. It is about how efficiency eventually kills the soul of everything we build. Before we get into the secret laws, let's talk about a driver named Joe. Joe spent 30 years on the road. In 1975, he drove a cab over. His face was inches from the windshield, and the engine was humming right under his seat. It was loud, bumpy, and dangerous. Fast forward to today, and Joe is in a modern, long-nosed conventional. He has a fridge, a microwave, and a bed that is bigger than most dorm rooms. So, why did Joe's truck change, and why did every other truck change with him? The rule that changed everything. The biggest reason modern trucks look the same is actually a ghost from the past. See, back in the day, the government had a very strict rule about how long a truck could be. But they didn't just measure the trailer. They measured the entire vehicle from the front bumper to the rear lights. In Europe, this rule is still alive and well. A truck in the EU can only be about 18.75 meters, or 61 feet, long in total. Because every inch of the truck counts toward that limit, European companies want to make the tractor part as short as possible. If the cab is flat, you can pull a much longer trailer and carry more stuff. That is why European trucks still have that flat-faced, cab-over look today. But in the US, things changed in the late 70s and early 80s. Specifically, the Surface Transportation Assistance Act of 1982 shifted the rules. Instead of measuring the whole truck, the government decided to only regulate the length of the trailer. Suddenly, the front of the truck didn't count toward the limit anymore. This was the moment the nose was born. Manufacturers realized they could make the cab as long as they wanted without losing any cargo space. If you were a driver like Joe, would you rather sit on top of a vibrating engine in a tiny box, or have a 6-foot-long hood out in front of you that acts as a buffer and makes the ride smoother? The answer was obvious. The flat-faced trucks started disappearing almost overnight, living in a tin can. If you have ever been stuck in a tiny hotel room, you know how it feels to crave space. Now imagine living in that room for 3 weeks straight while moving at 70 miles per hour. That is the reality for American long-haul drivers. In the US, owner-operators are much more common than in other parts of the world. These are people who own their trucks and practically live in them. Because they spend months on the road, their truck isn't just a vehicle, it is a house. When the length laws changed, the sleeper part of the cab exploded in size. Modern American trucks all look the same because they are all trying to be the perfect tiny home. They have to fit a large bed, a wardrobe, a TV, a microwave, and a fridge. Some even have a small toilet. To fit all that stuff and still have an engine, you need a long wheelbase. This makes the truck more comfortable on the wide, straight interstates of America. In Europe, the routes are shorter and the roads are narrower. Drivers often get home more frequently or stay in hotels. They don't need a rolling mansion. But in the US, if your truck doesn't have a giant sleeper, no one wants to buy it. This demand for a livable space forced every manufacturer to adopt the same long, rectangular sleeper design. Why every truck is a wedge. Even with the giant sleepers and the long noses, there is one thing that forces these trucks to look like identical twins: the wind. At highway speeds, a semi-truck is basically a giant brick trying to punch through a wall of air. This is incredibly expensive. Fuel is the biggest cost for any trucking company. If a truck can be slightly more aerodynamic, it can save thousands of pounds a year in fuel. This is why modern trucks have lost their sharp corners. If you look at an old Peterbilt from the 80s, it is all flat surfaces and chrome. It looks cool, but it is an aerodynamic disaster. Modern trucks like the Freightliner Cascadia have been shaped in wind tunnels. The air has to flow perfectly around the hood, over the cab, and into the trailer. Physics doesn't care about your brand identity. There is only one perfect shape for a truck to cut through the air, and every manufacturer has found it. That is why the hoods all have the same slope, the headlights are all tucked into the fenders, and the roofs all have that same curved fairing on top. They are all chasing the same fuel mileage numbers. If you build a truck that looks different, it will probably cost more to run, and in the trucking world, money is king. The hidden world of fleet buying. Now, let's look at the business side. Most trucks on the road aren't owned by a guy like Joe anymore. They are owned by massive companies that buy 5,000 trucks at a time. These companies don't care if the truck looks rugged or classic. They only care about three things: fuel economy, maintenance costs, and resale value. When a company like Freightliner makes the Cascadia, they aren't just selling a truck. They are selling a business tool. They have made it so that parts are easy to find and mechanics everywhere know how to fix it. If every truck looks the same, it is because they are all using the same best parts. In the US, manufacturers like Detroit and Cummins make the engines. Since many different truck brands use the same engines, the space under the hood has to be similar. The most sold engine in the US is the Detroit DD15, a 14.8-liter beast with 505 horsepower. You need a long nose to easily reach the engine for repairs. On those flat-faced trucks in Europe, you have to tilt the entire cab forward just to check the oil. Imagine if your house tilted 45 degrees every time you needed to fix a leak in the basement. Everything inside would go flying. In a long-nosed truck, you just pop the hood. It is faster, easier, and cheaper. This focus on easy maintenance and low costs has created a race to the middle. No one wants to take a risk on a wild new design that might be harder to fix or more expensive to fuel. So, everyone builds the same aerodynamic wedge. The safety secret. There is a darker reason why trucks have grown those long noses. It is about the crumple zone. In a flat-faced truck, there is nothing between the driver and a crash except a thin piece of metal and a windshield. You are the first thing that hits the accident. But in a long-nosed truck, you have several feet of engine and steel in front of you. While European cabovers are built with very strong cabs to pass safety tests, many drivers feel much safer having that long hood out in front. It provides a natural buffer. As safety regulations got tighter, the long-nose design became the standard because it is a lot easier to make a safe truck when you have 6 feet of space to absorb an impact. The European twist. You might be wondering, if long-nose trucks are so much better for comfort and safety, why hasn't Europe changed? It goes back to those narrow roads. Have you ever tried to drive a massive SUV through a tiny parking garage? Now imagine doing that with a 60-foot truck in a 500-year-old city in Italy. It wouldn't work. European trucks have to be short and nimble. Their shorter wheelbase allows them to make tighter turns that an American truck could never dream of. But because they are stuck with that short length, they all ended up looking like flat boxes. Just like American trucks all became wedges for the wind, European trucks all became boxes for the space. In both cases, the environment and the laws forced everyone to the same design conclusion. Why we miss the old rigs. So, we have trucks that are safer, more comfortable, and way better for the planet because they use less fuel. That sounds like a win, right? The problem is that we've lost the identity of the machine. When every truck uses the same Detroit DD15 engine and the same aerodynamic fenders, the brand doesn't mean as much as it used to. It is hard to get excited about a Freightliner when it looks exactly like a Volvo or a Peterbilt from a distance. Drivers used to take a lot of pride in the chrome and the vertical exhaust pipes. But chrome is heavy and vertical pipes create drag. Modern trucks have hidden exhausts and plastic fairings. It is a classic battle between beauty and logic. Logic 1. The future of this same-looking truck. As we move toward electric and self-driving trucks, they might start looking even more alike. Without the need for a massive diesel engine and a radiator at the front, the nose might actually disappear again. But the need for aerodynamics will only get stronger. Electric trucks need to be as slippery as possible to get a good range. This means even smoother surfaces and even fewer bits sticking out. We are entering an era where the shape of a truck is determined entirely by a computer program trying to find the path of least resistance.